everyone, welcome to another round of Chitter Chatter. Today we are doing a chit chat with Breaking Bread author Gautam Ganglani. Well, this book is about building meaningful relationships for lasting long success. Who doesn't want success? All of us want. And who doesn't want relations? That's where we all want. We are on this planet to build relations, long lasting ones which benefit all of us. And this book is all about that, Breaking Bread. So if you haven't got your copies, do get your copies. And remember, this Chitter Chatter is going to be saved on IGTV and on YouTube and Spotify. So I'm going to send a request to Gautam and get started with all the questions that you all have poured in. And also asking him all about Breaking Bread. And let's send him a request. And guys, thank you for always joining this Chitter Chatter. It's so much fun to see you all here. Hi Gautam, welcome on Chitter Chatter. Chris, nice hairstyle. Thank you. Hello Gautam, welcome on Chitter Chatter.
Thanks, Shweta. An absolute pleasure.
Okay, there is some network issue as usual today. The divine internet is not being supportive to us. So come on, divine internet, can you all be a little supportive? Ridmawari, hello. Jace Datta, hello. Vishal Giri, hello. Karma.Raja. And while I'm waiting for Gautam to buffer in, you all can continue sending your hearts and questions. And I will try to ask all of it with Gautam. Punik, Avasti, I would have loved to join you, but I cannot because today's Chitter Chatter is with Gautam and there is some network issue, like I said. So I'm sending him a request again and hopefully he will be here. So we will take two with him. And Rushikesh Wholesale Official says, looking beautiful. Thank you for the compliment and thank you for joining the Chitter Chatter. Mayank, hello. Singhania, hi. Hello, Gautam. Welcome to another round of.
Thank you so much. Third time lucky. An absolute pleasure to be with you, Shweta.
So, Gautam, I am not going to take much of your time, but I have been telling the viewers here, and they're all excited to know all about Breaking Bread. So, tell us a little about this book.
Thank you so much. Well, Breaking Bread was created just over a year back, and it's all about building meaningful relationships for long-lasting success. So that's the concept and the philosophy of the book. And my 25 years that I've been in the business, that it's all been about building meaningful relationships across borders, across cultures. And traditionally, breaking bread is when you have a meal with someone else. But to me, I take it deeper than that. It's a positive energy exchange between two or more people. I mean, today here we're breaking bread on Chitter Chatter. So whether you connect with people on WhatsApp, on Zoom, on social media, in person, over a meal, it's an energy exchange between two or more people. How do you communicate with the people you interact with? When you communicate with emotion, when you communicate with authenticity, with positive energy, that's breaking bread.
And while you have been in this communication field and for a decade, you have been breaking bread with a lot of people and consistently with all of them because I've read the book and I know all the stories. But when did you decide that you want to get out to the people, learn, express it to them so that they could follow the things that you've been doing?
That's a great question, Shweta. And to me, actually, it's something that's probably been brewing for a few years because be it friends, be it family, be it your clients, your well-wishers, they say, Gautam, you've been working with many global authors, speakers, coaches for the last 25 years. How about you write your own book? And actually, a couple of years back, I was speaking, ironically, for the PSAI, which is the Professional Speakers Association of India. And they asked me, Gautam, we'd love to learn from you. How do you build relationship with all these global thought leaders? So instead of just naming the talk like building relationships, I said, let me use the term breaking bread for that talk. And that inspired me because I shared breaking bread as a concept that I learned from the UK. And that was the talk I gave for an hour. It was very well received. And I said, wow, there's been content shared in this hour. How about I transcribe that, that content into a book and then add true stories from my years of experience. And that's how sort of the book sort of was triggered a couple of years ago when I did a talk around the subject. And then I just, put it across into publication through Passionpreneur Publishing. And that's sort of where it got conceptualized.
And before I go on the next question, by any chance you have a copy around so that we could have a selfie moment in our Chitter Chatter?
If you give me 30 seconds.
I start right now. So guys, I joined the
There it
chatter.
is.
That wasn't even 30. So here it is. Time for a selfie. Yes, we had a selfie moment going on. You know, book you share about first person. What can you share about that?
Sorry, the question didn't come across clearly, Shweta. Sorry.
I said in your book, you at your childhood, you had an advice that came from your dad, and that is an
Yes.
advice that you followed strongly and actually started molding you in your childhood. And that was the first brick of facing challenges. So if you could share a little about that with the viewers, because that was the beginning of breaking bread.
Absolutely, Shweta. And I want to set the context here that to me, I believe that vulnerability is a sign of strength. And I feel that, at the age of 13, I was born and brought up in the UK, in London. And the school I went to at the age of 13, it was a very difficult time. I was bullied, I was teased, I was humiliated, I was made fun of. So my self esteem was at an all time low. I had very few friends, nothing made any sense, no purpose, no direction, a lot of confusion, a lot of anxiety. And that's when I went to my dad and I told him that, nothing's making any sense. I don't feel good about myself. I have little or no confidence, very few friends, and I was suddenly seeming like an introvert. But he and I knew differently. And he said to me, Gautam, I'm going to share with you. I said, how do I solve this? And he said, I'm going to help you solve this, but I want you to understand first and foremost that change and challenges are the two things that are most constant in your life, my life, and everyone's life. No matter who you are, whether you're a student, whether you're an entrepreneur, you're a professional, change and challenges are constant. If there's a better an example than the last 2 years, nobody on planet Earth has been exempted from the change and challenges of COVID. The kind of experience we've all gone through, everyone's been impacted differently. So I'm not comparing, but everyone's been impacted personally and professionally by the challenges and the change in our lifestyle, in the way we communicate, the fact we're doing these lives, etc. So change and challenges are constant. I said, I accept, I understand that. He said, well, then the three pieces of advice I'm going to give you, which is going to help you for the rest of your life. And those golden nuggets, if I can call them, or principles of my dad's were, firstly, surround yourself with the right people. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, encourage you, inspire you, help you be the best version of yourself. Secondly, continuously learn. Learning is a lifetime journey. Or as Mahatma Gandhi said, stop learning, stop living. We have to continuously be open to learning. Today, we have to reinvent ourselves, whether you're age 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, or even my dad at age 70 plus is familiarizing himself with technology. So learning is a lifetime journey. And third and most importantly is take action. Only when you take action can you bring new value into your life. Otherwise, we can read the best books, attend the best events, listen to podcasts, attend Insta Live. What learning do you take away and apply? So in summary, surround yourself with the right people, continuously learn, and take action, take massive action. These three things will help you achieve any breakthrough and achieve whatever you want and whatever you aspire in your life.
Well, these are only three things that he shared with you, and it has given you an insight. So if you want to know more about it, this is the book that you need to download, buy, purchase, spread the word, because this is a book I have read, and I can tell you, I've also met him. He is a walking, talking, breaking bread who will actually make you so, like, it was the first time I met you, and it felt like I've known you for ages. And when I read the book, the 1 hour conversation we had over a cup of coffee or like breaking bread, it just was like exactly as if I was here to talk over a cup of coffee about bread. Because don't waste your time. Just don't go after our Chitter Chatter because I have a lot of questions to ask him and I want you all here. So Gautam, we were talking about breaking bread. Ideally, the concept was meeting people and having a meal with them, coffee with them. But because concept of breaking bread. So how did it develop? adapt this concept in today's time?
Yeah, I guess it comes over time, Shweta, in terms of breaking bread. And, I've been traditionally, I would say, I'm grateful first and foremost in the traditional sense, it's having a meal. And, I've had the pleasure of hosting over 100 dinners at home, be it in Dubai, be it here in Mumbai, where we invite our clients, our friends home. And that's where you sort of have that personal touch where you connect with them personally, professionally, because your a home cooked meal is, first of all, your home is the most personal space in your life. When you have a meal, you actually cross cultures. I had Europeans, Americans, all nationalities of friends and clients coming home. And when they come home, they experience the cultural experience of your local food, etc. So that is the essence of breaking bread is over a meal. But when you understand what is breaking bread, it's that energy exchange you have because you connect with someone, you build rapport, you build trust, you build comfort. All of those make it a pleasure. At the end of the day, we spend 70%, 80% of our lives in our professions, in our careers. So it comes from sort of that energy exchange. So I said, well, how do we take this to the next level? Because it's not just about having a meal with someone. When I connect with someone over the phone, I'm having a conversation, I'm communicating. When I exchange a WhatsApp, when I wish birthday wishes. I mean, traditionally, if I do birthday wishes, how many people out there send you a WhatsApp today? Happy birthday, Shweta. I mean, you could get 50 of those, 100 of those on Facebook. Happy birthday, Shweta. But when I send you a voice note and say, happy birthday, Shweta, have an absolutely awesome day, all the best. You'll remember I put my voice into that exchange. You like, I can't forget that wish by Gautam. Or I post a picture of this Chitter Chatter on social media and I say, happy birthday, Shweta. I fondly remember that Chitter Chatter we had it last year and all the best for your birthday. Again, I put a picture. A picture speaks 1,000 words. What emotion are you putting when you communicate with other people? So to me, that's where I was encouraged and inspired that don't just leave it to a meal. You communicate with people, communicate with love, with emotion, with sincerity, and with sort of the intent to add value, make a difference in people's lives.
Well, you've made a lot of difference, and I hope after that, you continue making a lot more difference. Shows your work. And I hope benefit from that's the whole idea. Also,
Sorry, what challenges do I face?
while writing this book.
Yeah, no, I've always had, if someone wants to write a book for me, I would say, as I said, I was very fortunate that I delivered a talk and a speech. So my first starting of the book was that I transcribed that speech into writing that book. And then I looked at it and obviously partnered with a publishing house, which is Passionpreneur. There are ghostwriters out there. There are, editors out there. There are publishers out there who would be delighted to partner with you and help you write your book. But if I had to say to someone said, how would I write a book if you're not a speaker? Well, be interviewed around what you believe in. First and foremost, the book should be something that you resonate with, something which is a philosophy of your life, personally, professionally. You've all had a different experience. It's about paying it forward, giving back, making a difference. So, first and foremost, choose something that you're deeply passionate about. That's one. Secondly, be interviewed on what you're passionate about and then get it transcribed. Half the work would then be done in terms of your book. And don't be fearful of, I have to write a really big book. In fact, to me, when I've sold thousands of different titles, but Who Moved My Cheese, Fish Philosophy, Whale Done, these Think and Grow Rich, these sort of short stories and short books are the books which have been most well received and widest sold. So when I was writing this book, I said I want to keep it short. I want to keep the font slightly larger, make it comfortable. My ultimate goal, in fact, like a speaker who's been released his book, Ankur Wariku, he says, my goal was that a non-reader will read my book. So to me, when I've had non-readers read my book and say, Gautam, it was just a half an hour, 45-minute read, and it was so easy. The font was large. It wasn't intimidating to look at. And once I read the first story, I just went to the next, to the next. It passed by so quickly. To me, that's the skill set of writing a book if it's something that I recommend to others.
Wow, that's a good recommendation. And we have a lot of hearts flowing your way on this. I'm sure we're going to have a lot of writers coming up after this where they would be writing their books who always feared, but and we have a lot of people here who are saying, Gautam, you're are go out one step by a lot more hard and waves are coming. So there are these there are like you know words are very important. All the book what what
Yeah. I, affirmations is something that I find really, really important. Again, I thank my dad. To me, the queen of affirmations was a lady by the name of Louise Hay, who wrote "You Can Heal Your Life." And oh, I mean, she is an inspiration on her own merit. And when I connected with another author, Jack Canfield, Chicken Soup for the Soul, and there was a VJ called Raghaveshwari who actually sings using the power of affirmation. So all of this inspired my dad, who's always believed in affirmations and encouraged us as a family. Till today, we share an affirmation a day on a voice note with our entire team. So I mean, my dad's book is called The Magical Book of Affirmations, and you just pick up a page. And affirmation is something where it's a positive intention, a positive statement that when it's shared and repeated, eventually your mind attunes to focusing on how do I attract that experience in my life. So to me, affirmation is something that I included in the book in respect of what I benefited in helping me become the best version of myself is the power of affirmations, which was inspired by my dad, Ram Ganglani.
wow, that is beautiful, and I totally agree with the word to ourselves. Also, something very crucial. Like in your book, you know, many times take something out from bread, tend to be, oh my God, have to expense, start calculating. Rightly said. How about using it as an investment? Program your mind to investing in a profession. Automatically, the whole it doesn't look like a burden or that itself is how important how you program your mind towards it. And this would be because how about setting expectations to people to motivate each other? You could have your own family, or friends, motivate their voice notes. I think this is support that all of us follow.
Absolutely. I know my dad has a list of 200 people who literally he sends affirmations to on a regular basis, and they say it was just what I needed to hear. Thank you so much. It's amazing and the power of these affirmations.
So please thank your dad on our behalf because it's exactly a practice that we need to follow. So I'm going to follow and expect all the people to follow, motivate ourselves and people out there, all that at this point. Also, Anish Manju is asking that wants to be a speaker in life, follow some or something up.
So if I heard the question correctly, it was about how to become a professional speaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're at the beginning of their career, then there are these speak associations like Toastmasters that I would encourage you to be a part of, where you get a chance to learn public speaking. Otherwise, the other areas, if you are already a speaker and you say, how do I up my game? Is first and foremost, find your role models, start following them. Today with social media, everyone's accessible. Every single person, personality, celebrity is accessible. So what are you passionate about? Then identify based on your passions, who are the people anywhere in the world who you look up to as your role model in customer service, in sales, in leadership, in mindfulness, in meditation, in yoga, whatever the subject is, find your gurus, find your, superstars in that space. Start watching their videos. Look out, listen out, what is the clarity that they will speak with, the tonality, the energy, the gestures, observe them. If you get a chance to meet them in person, attend an event, do that, because that's the best ways to emulate of people who've already been there and successful, because that's how you'll grow, because you've got to build your energy, your tonality, your articulation, the power of communication, your language skills. So I would say find your passion, follow those people on social media, watch them and emulate them so that you become the best version of yourself and aspire to becoming a speaker that is recognized as someone who adds value.
Wow, thank you for answering this question. I'm really happy that you out here. Also, Gautam, you've shared a lot of great stories in the book. But is there a story that happened in the last years of breaking the
Sorry, I heard you say I've shared a lot of stories in my book about breaking bread.
book? And the book is been like it's been a year to the book and whatever. So some latest Breaking Bread story which was a success and has happened lately, if you can share with the viewers.
Wow, there's so many breaking bread stories that keep coming up to me. I feel like I break bread, to be very honest, on a daily basis. But if I had to give one example, I would say that I had never been to Surat in my life until 3, 4 months back, and I'm part of a great community called Corporate Connections, which is all about CEOs. And I went there with an open mind to meet people I did not know. And there was a dinner taking place with 30, 40 CEOs. I knew a couple of people, and I was at that event. And the two people I met introduced me to the other CEOs in that network, and we literally had dinner together. You had a social evening together. There was conversation, there was energy exchange. You got to learn about each other. And I was invited to their offices the next day. And within 3 months of that first visit to Surat, two of those people that I had dinner with, who I never knew before, are now premium clients of mine. I mean, that's something that, you went to a new place, you had dinner with them, they invited you to their office, and within 3 months of a positive energy exchange virtually and from that dinner, you are working with two renowned organizations in a city you'd never even visited before. So that's one quick example that comes to mind, that I always strive to break bread before I talk business in every area of my life. So whatever I'm doing, I always look at what can I do first to build rapport, build relationships, etc. So in that case, it was a meal. In another example would be we hosted an event with a renowned author called Stephen Covey, the son of the great Stephen Covey, Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. His son has written Speed of Trust. And I hosted an event and I invited people for that event to experience it. And then that led on to relationships that were developed and then turned into people I met. So there are many, many, many stories, personally and professionally, that keep happening each and every day.
Wow, thank you again for sharing a story, because it's these little stories that or be it now that we talk that motivates one another. And like I said, people, when you read Breaking Bread, you're going to learn so much about how to build relationships and have long lasting relationships for a long lasting success. So post this
Yeah.
chitter chatter, that's what you have to do. Get your copies. And now, Gautam, are you ready for a
What
quick rapid fire round, which is
I,
our
I have
last segment of chitter chatter?
one quick example. I said even our relationship. I mean, I was having coffee with our mutual dear friend Kabir Bedi at Snow House. We're having a coffee, and I told him that I'm organizing this project, and we're chatting over coffee, and chitter chatting over coffee, playing with the words of the show. But and I asked him, I'm looking for someone who could help me in this particular project, and he said, I have one person in mind, Shweta Roira. You must connect with her. I then sent you a message or a voice note and said, Shweta, I was having coffee with Kabir. I have a project coming up and I'd love to connect with you. You responded promptly. We had a couple of exchange in WhatsApp. We then met for coffee. And here we are on the show. That's breaking bread. I'm meeting a common connect, having a positive exchange. He felt comfortable, trustworthy to recommend you. You've also broken bread with Kabir Bedi in the past. And that's how you connect all the dots. And here we are on Instagram. And it was a part of a journey with someone like Kabir Bedi, and you had met, I had met, and here we are on this Chitter Chatter show. So breaking bread is just a positive energy that connects all the dots and makes things happen. If you look at any success in your life, there will be a story that connects the dot that made this very thing happen. And it could be a simple tea, coffee, lunch, dinner, something nice you did for someone else that led to this great opportunity of being with someone that you are today. So thank you, Shweta.
Thank you, Gautam, and thank you, Kabir sir, for this whole sharing. We had you this you could take a break. This was all this saying much. Thank you so much for good humans and for good is hello. Now, for chitter chatter, it's a quick rapid fire. So,
Sure, please go ahead.
okay, so the first thing that comes to your mind, the most important goal you achieved last year.
That I hosted over 100 webinars online.
Wow, that's amazing. That's like literally having a century.
Yes, absolutely.
A big mistake that you learned from.
A big mistake that I learned from. That's a difficult one. uh, my mind is blank because I always look at mistakes as a learning, so it doesn't even register as a mistake. I'm like, what did I learn here? So
Wow, this itself was a learning for us. That
yeah,
don't see it as mistake, just take it as a learning.
every mistake I look at it, what did I learn from it and move on. So there've been many, many learnings, as you say.
Brilliant. An obstacle that you just overcame, like lately.
An obstacle that I overcame lately. I guess in the last year, if I may say last year, has been the consistency of getting up every morning and dedicating an hour to my what I call self-care time. It wasn't happening consistently. I kept putting on procrastinating different reasons. So my dedication and commitment to getting up every morning and having an hour of me time before I start my day.
What is a new learning that you've learned from somebody lately?
I learned from my nutritionist on being more mindful, eating right, because I actually lost 15 kilos last year, which was a huge transformation for me. So, learning to eat mindfully with awareness and understanding food much better last year has been a great learning.
Few books that you have read lately and would recommend the viewers.
Well, the current book is that I got received from someone is A Man's Search for Meaning by Franklin. That's Roosevelt. That's an awesome book. Then obviously this new one, which is Epic Shit by Ankur. That's a phenomenally brand new book, which I'm currently reading. And my all-time favorites were Fish Philosophy, because I always believe work made fun gets done. So that's something I absolutely I believe in. So these are some quick books. And yes, I'm enjoying The Speed of Trust last year. It was one of my favorite books of the read last year.
Is your glass half full or half empty?
It's always half full. Absolutely.
Your favorite breaking bread place in Bombay?
Breaking Bread, Soho House, without a doubt. No question.
But that you would like to learn?
Sorry, I missed the question.
A skill that you would like to learn in 2022?
A skill I'd like to learn in 2022 is to become a better bowler when I play cricket.
Oh, okay.
I bat very well and I'm a phenomenal fielder, but my bowling has a lot of room for improvement, let's say.
A mantra for life?
Live life with an attitude of gratitude.
Describe your day in 6 words.
Peaceful, calm, energetic, passionate, disciplined, organized.
Perfect. And lastly, chitter chatter with Shweta Roira.
Absolutely inspiring. Love it.
Thank you, Gautam, for your time for this lovely chitter chatter. This was something I was really looking forward to. And thank you once again for writing Breaking Bread, because I have read the book and I really enjoyed, and there was so much to learn from this. So, guys, please do download, please go buy the book. And also, if you missed any part of the chitter chatter, this is going to be saved on the IGTV. So, you can tag your friends, let them also enjoy the chitter chatter, and also it will be on YouTube and Spotify. So thank you once again, Gautam, and I'm going to see you soon. I'm going to break bread together.
Absolutely, Shweta. Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure and privilege to chitter chatter with you, and look forward to staying closely connected. Thank you.